crazy dystopian stuff happening.
Cisgender this, cisgender that. Meanwhile,
Democrats went too far with this.
hello everybody, welcome to another week of Beyond Parody. I'm your host, Dan Dillon, and I am joined by our friendly panel, Robin.
Hi.
And our editor-in-chief, Joel.
Here from snowy Michigan.
Not to be confused with Joel Barry.
No, don't confuse us.
They're very similar. But we
They're
also have
very-
That was
Mr.
horrible.
B, tech guru.
I am ready for the ice storm.
He
What
is
type
right
of
in
ice
the-
storm?
You're right in the purple. You're right in the,
The ice
purple,
storm
right,
or
Mr.
the
B?
ice storm?
Oh.
Both.
We have a lot to get to today. We have Don Lemon storming a church. We've got a tear gas baby that was a hoax. We've got Trump at the World Economic Forum with tons of great clips. We got blue hair breakdowns. We've got a Greenland deal being reached, I think, somewhat. We got the Midwest Superfrost, which you can see behind Joel. We've got new Star Trek getting the worst reviews of any Star Trek that we've seen before.
Amazing.
We've got Candace Owens finally in legal trouble, and Virginia Democrats legalizing everything possible in order to make fraud actually part of the state code. We're going to start with a clip from the new Star Trek. I shared this on Twitter, and actually Elon retweeted this, and it got a lot of views, and it got a lot of traction. But I am going to share my screen here. Let me share this. So what I said was, and I'll zoom in a little bit. Can I do that here?
Enhance.
Enhance.
Zoom.
Computer, enhance. I don't know about you guys, but if I'm ever forced to watch more than 7 seconds of this new Star Trek, I'll be rooting for whatever species is able to take out the Enterprise the fastest.
Oh, man.
This is a clip. And actually, this clip, the funny thing is I wrote that just not even thinking about it, but this clip is actually 14 seconds long. So I've already failed. I have been forced to watch this for more than 7 seconds. Here goes the new Star Trek Starfleet Academy. This is what they decided to make.
The Badlands, Captain. Subspace instability may be creeping in, and we're the first to chart it.
These would make an excellent practical study module for the Spatial Harmonics Lab, Captain.
No.
Well, let's not turtle the ship on our first run.
The Badlands,
just give her
Captain.
his lesson.
That's the
Saturday
best
Night
part.
Live.
The best part about it, Robin, you caught the best part about it. At the end of this, for some reason, the mom from Incredibles, whatever her name is,
Helen Hunt.
it's not Helen Hunt.
Helen.
That's Twister.
Oh, it's
This
the
is
same sounding name.
This is the lady that talks like this and sometimes gets voice acting for some reason. But she
Helen
takes-
Parr. Oh, no. That's the name of Holly Hunter. Holly Hunter. There we
Look,
go.
why is she handing the blue blob lady her glasses?
Blue blob lady.
Look, she puts her glasses on, so she has her glasses, which doesn't make any sense because she's in the future where they have eye corrective surgeries. Then she looks at the screen, and a lesbian soccer coach comes over, recommends that they use this for some. Nobody even listened to what that lady said, but look how she's looking to see whether or not she delivered her line well. Look at her.
Yeah.
And then she hands her glasses. I mean, this is, and you know what's also
What's the-
terrible is look at the red streaks, all the computer animated lighting things that they
So
like.
bad.
It's the J.J. Abrams Star Trek.
Exactly.
look.
And have you noticed how that's supposed to be the bridge of a starship and it's like the size of a warehouse? I mean, that's a
And it looks
huge
like a
room.
casino. It looks like a
looks
the
like a casino,
Bellagio
yeah.
or
And look at the
whatever.
light. Look at the lighting on the
Creeping
ceiling,
in,
real quick.
and we're the first to chart it.
Why is the lighting on the
This
ceiling
would
doing
make an
that?
excellent
Could you imagine working in an
practical
environment?
study
I mean, that's
module
kind of
for
a
the Spatial
fun-
Harmonics Lab,
Motivate
Captain.
Seizure.
Well, let's not
for morale.
So there's like, it's amazing. The whole eyeglass thing kicked off a debate because Captain Kirk in some of the movies when he was older used eyeglasses, and I forget the name of it. It's like retinacs. They
No,
have
but
some
they explained
medicine
it in the movie,
that
though.
he was like allergic. He was like allergic to the procedure. But the thing is that this show takes place 800 years after the original Star Trek series,
All fat lesbians.
and yeah, everyone's a fat lesbian.
They forgot
Um,
Ozempic and eye corrective surgery.
If you watch some of the reviews, and if you actually want to take the time to watch the show for free, you can watch the first episode on YouTube. Nobody's watching it, but you can go watch it. The show doesn't even pay attention to its own internal plot. There's so many things that actual Star Trek fans, things that I didn't even know, will point out. Like the blue blob lady, she's a hybrid alien. I forget the species.
They are supposed to only be men.
Yeah, they're only supposed to be men, and they're also infertile. But somehow there was a baby that was born who's a female. And just some of the things within the show. There's like one of these the main character who is this kid arrested for helping his mom steal supplies or whatever. And Holly, whatever her name is, comes and tells his mom, "Well, you're not going to jail." And then later tells the kid about his mom escaping from jail. There's just little internal things where it's like they don't pay attention to their own scripts, and then they don't pay attention to the actual lore. And then you have the series runner who is on the record saying that Star Trek is just a vehicle for the social justice issues that he cares about. And it's like, yeah, it's kind of obvious. Like this looks like a liberal woman's fever dream from the year 2026.
Who is this for? Who is it for? Women don't. I love Star Trek.
It's for protesters in Minneapolis. That's who it's for.
Star Trek, but I'm one of 2 women who really, really love Star Trek. Like there's like 4 of us, which is fine. It was not created as a show for women. There are shows for women. Star Trek is not an IP that codes.
I've run into a lot of women that like the original, and the thing is that you could turn on something like the Next Generation. You can turn on Deep Space Nine. I remember watching those, and they were interesting. Like, yeah, sometimes they were super cheesy, or they had really weird kind of liberal messaging and stuff like that. Like, for sure, Gene Roddenberry was an atheist who wanted religion to die. Like, there's a lot of things that I would disagree with the whole ethos of Star Trek, but it was a fun, entertaining show to watch. I didn't have to align with it perfectly theologically and politically, but now it's unwatchable.
Yeah, it's unwatchable, and it's got the worst reviews of any Star Trek of all time. And of course it does, because just like everything else, they have to infiltrate and destroy. They want their message to be in as many places as possible, so they go and they get big IPs. They spend a lot of money because there's a lot of money behind it, and they force this nonsense. They destroy the IP, and then they move on to the next one. It's just like virus.
It's the candlelight. Do you know how many people, for our listeners, they did Paramount? Sorry, I'm a little sick if you can't tell, so I'm going to power through. Paramount did a free premiere online. Do you know how many people tuned in at the peak? 1,300. 1,300 people.
Nobody had any interest in it.
Of a Star Trek premiere, free Star Trek premiere. That is embarrassing.
Maybe they can bring Khan back. Maybe they can bring Khan back to destroy the episode with the Genesis device.
All right, speaking of moving on, guys, we got to move on to the next topic. We got Don Lemon in St. Paul, and the riot that happened, or whatever you want to call it, protest, infiltration of a church.
Insurrection. It was an insurrection.
Well, it was definitely a violation of the FACE Act based on the wording of the FACE Act. You've had a lot of people who have gone to jail for praying outside of abortion clinics, which is, way less than what these people did, disrupting a church service. So we have some clips from that. Let's watch this clip I actually don't know what this clip is. We're just going to watch it together, and I'm going to see. It's a Don Lemon clip.
Oh, this is him on the street. I don't know if it's before or after. This is in Minneapolis.
Yeah, this is last summer.
Oh, this is last summer? Oh, I thought it was. Well, anyway, watch it anyway, because it really shows you who Don Lemon is and what he represents with all of this and how much he knows about the issues.
Voter illegally is not a crime?
No, it's not a criminal act. Okay. It's a misdemeanor.
So why are they being sent back and saying that?
Misdemeanor is a crime, by the way.
They're breaking the law.
That's the point.
Okay, as somebody that
we don't know if they're breaking the law because they won't tell. There's no due process. Where's the evidence? That's the whole point. And if they are breaking the law, most people will say, okay, then they need to go if they're criminals. But if they're not, why are they being rounded up and sent out? Especially when he promised to deport the criminals. And now he's not doing that.
Yeah, I don't think we're going.
Misdemeanor is not a crime.
Yeah. So misdemeanor is not
it's not a criminal act. No, if you get charged with a misdemeanor, that's not a criminal act.
Charged at all then.
What is he talking about?
Wait for it. It's so great.
If it's not a criminal act.
Because we have different levels of crime. Everything is not the same.
So it is crime.
It's just we have different levels of. I shouldn't say crime, but it's not. It's not a crime. You're not breaking the law. I mean, you are.
What is he talking about?
You are.
He's an adult, right? Like, he's an adult. Like, this isn't just like political commentators aren't the only ones that know what a crime is.
He keeps backtracking. Listen to this.
Breaking the law, but it's not a criminal act.
So it's breaking the law.
No, you're not breaking the law.
The misdemeanor is not breaking the law.
He's breaking my brain.
No.
If you're speeding, drinking, get pulled over, DUI.
That's not a criminal act. Well, no, if you're speeding is a misdemeanor. Right.
So still breaking the law.
Okay, but if you want to qualify that, we're doing semantics. But what I'm saying, but what I'm trying to tell you is everything is not the same. It's all not one thing.
But is it the law?
What is it? The law that what?
Is it a law to come over legally? Is there a law?
This reminds me of a Key and Peele sketch. That's the best sketch that I've seen before. It's the
Look at his
airplane-
face. Look at how confused he is.
The Key and Peele sketch where he's on the plane and he's being told he needs to return to his seat because there's turbulence. And he's like, "Is it a law though? Is it a law? Is it a law?" Do you guys know what I'm talking about?
Yeah.
But is it a law though? That we got to play a little clip from that. All right, Mr. B.
Seatbelt sign is on. But is it against the law though? The light is on. Is it against the law? You see that there's a picture of a seatbelt on that sign. No, but is it against the law, though?
Yeah.
That is the best, 5 seconds of comedy. I freaking love that.
There are rules processes that you should follow. Yeah, so you're breaking rules. You're breaking the rules, but you're not necessarily breaking a law.
So what happens when you break the rules?
Then you suffer the consequences. But the consequences should not. Look, no one is saying no one should suffer the consequences. You guys are getting things mixed up.
Okay, I've had enough of that brain rot. Holy moly!
There are rules, but they're not laws. But there are laws, but they're not. But they're kind of rules. But there's consequences. But there's
so Don Lemon, I guess, thinks that maybe he was involved in some misdemeanors. But what he's going to find out is that he was actually involved in some federal felonies. Although
send him to prison.
I really doubt that they said they were investigating. The Department of Justice says they're investigating Don Lemon. I don't think that anything will happen to Don Lemon, but they did make an arrest. Here's a picture. So Christy Noam posted, the Homeland Security investigators and FBI agents arrested Nakima Levi Armstrong, who played a key role in orchestrating the church riots in St. Paul, Minnesota. She's being charged with a federal crime under the FACE Act. Religious freedom is the bedrock of the United States. There's no First Amendment right to obstruct someone from practicing their religion. Huh. So, they made an arrest. I'll give them that, right? Yeah. That's better than I thought that it was going to go.
Don Lemon might get charged. He wants it. I think he wants to be charged.
He's trying to stay relevant.
Yeah, he could be a martyr for his cause. I don't know.
The reality is that if you go based upon the FACE Act, it is absolutely a crime. What happened? They infiltrated a church. They disrupted the service. They did all the things that it specifically clearly states, which is the same as if you did that at an abortion clinic, which is also protected for some reason. Abortion clinics are protected as if they're houses of worship, basically. Actually, it's the inverse. It was the FACE Act was created for the abortion clinics, and now it applies to the houses of worship, which is ridiculous. But
it's crazy.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know what all of this. I don't know why Don Lemon said that it was freedom of speech to trespass on a church. Does he think that you can kick in the door of a kindergarten and go in and give your spiel? I don't know.
Or a Laring Center.
The Quality Laring Center.
All right, so let's watch another clip here that you have shared with me that I haven't seen. I've not watched this. I don't know what this is. Is this a blue-haired breakdown or not?
This could be a blue-haired breakdown because this person, and I'll let our listeners, watchers decide of what gender persuasion this human is. I'm going to guess woman. She has an idea on how we can deal with ICE, a real sensible idea that the left seems to be more and more in favor of. So this is what I was saying we might need some editing on.
Oh, I remember this. I know this lady.
Yeah. This person.
You can just kill ICE agents. You know that? You can just kill them. You don't have to hold your phone in their face and ask people when their birthday is and ask people what their name is and then try to find wherever they end up in Los Angeles. You can kill them. This isn't about social media clout anymore.
What is happening? What are Don Lemon and this person talking about? You can just kill them?
This isn't about video. This isn't about the phone. This is about get a gun and start killing.
I almost feel like this is Anthony Kiedis from the Red Hot Chili Peppers.
Point Break.
ICE agents. They are deputized corrections officers.
Okay.
Actually kind of sounds like Anthony Kiedis, to be honest with you.
So I remember when this story broke in, it was from June. There was this lady, she works for worked, I assume, I believe she was fired, a parking agency, Diamond Parking Service in San Diego. That was it. And she immediately got, put on blast. People were like, hey, look at this person who's mostly peaceful. San Diego, of course, kind of par for the course. You'd expect something like this. But yeah, but the thing is even if not everybody is saying that online, how many millions, capital M, millions of people believe what she's saying?
I think so many people. And I don't know what she was saying. They're deputized corrections officers. Why is that? What's the why? Okay.
How many followers does that person have? Because that's like one of those things that becomes like certain speech is hate speech, or certain speeches like you can't say bomb on a plane type of a thing. Like that's a person who's inciting violence, like giving permission to their followers. I mean, it's
right.
Depending upon the size of their platform, that's a very dangerous, very impactful public statement that is very dangerous to the common security of the public.
Did she face criminal charges, Joel?
I mean, probably not. I haven't seen anything about it since the initial couple of weeks. There was a couple of weeks where it was flittering in and out. But I would imagine that they probably just let it go. I believe TikTok banned her from the platform, banned her account. But I mean, maybe in a situation like that, in a deep blue city, in a deep blue state, maybe you get a visit from some social worker who says, oh, hey, maybe you shouldn't post things like that, even though ICE agents are the worst. I can't imagine that the city of San Diego was out there knocking on her door like they did down in apparently Miami Beach, where police come. And that was this last week. There was some clip with a police officer from Miami Beach who went to someone's house to talk about their social media message.
Oh yeah, I saw that. That was in Miami, right? About the mayor. It was about the mayor. It was negative. Yeah. They just made a negative Facebook post about the mayor, and they had a person from the sheriff's office show up at their door, which is...
It wasn't like violent or insightful.
No, and they didn't arrest them, but that's legal intimidation. Like that's very much like an illegal use of resources by the city, if nothing else.
We totally live with double standards, though, because I remember there was a Utah man? I believe it was in Utah. There was a guy who, I'm for blanking on his name. This was 2 years ago.
Yeah, he got killed.
He got killed. Yeah, there was a no-knock raid. SWAT team came, kicked down his door at like 6 a.m., shot him. And it was because, I mean, this guy had like 3 Facebook followers, and he was posting to his own Facebook timeline about how he wants to kill Joe Biden. And it was this whole thing, and he's making threats and everything. Nobody was seeing these messages.
Kind of senile guy.
Yeah. You'd think, okay, we need to send somebody over there to talk with him, because it got flagged, but nobody saw it. Nobody was being riled up or incitement to violence or anything. And he got killed in his own home at 6 a.m. with a no-knock raid, and versus a lady who has millions of views who's actively calling for federal agents. You can just kill them, and there's never any media stories or any word about her facing any type of consequences other than maybe losing her job. Like,
yeah, it's insane.
It really is a double standard, and you see it all the time. It's really upsetting.
You know what else is upsetting is all the stories that we see similar to this. So this is one of the bigger stories that we had this week. This was also shared by Elon.
Oh man, this one.
And this story, parents who raised $170,000 by claiming ICE gassed their kids on the way home from a basketball game lied about the whole thing. And I mean, I'm not surprised at all. This is just these people. These aren't serious people, and they were. It turns out okay. So their car did get hit, by a gas canister, and the baby had issues breathing, which is sad. Okay, it doesn't matter what the other circumstances are. The baby shouldn't have been in that circumstance. But the thing is, the parents are the ones who put them in that circumstance. The parents left their kids in the car and went and protested. They weren't just driving home from a basketball game.
No, they weren't innocent bystanders.
They left the kids in the car, went and protested, left
for 45 minutes.
Protest, and there was tear gas, right? And so the kid was exposed to tear gas because of the neglectful parents. Then they go online and start a Give, Send, Go, or whatever it is. GoFundMe probably, because they're the ones who love liberal causes like this. Raise $170,000. I don't know do we know what happened with the money, Joel?
I haven't gotten an update, but Did you guys, either of you, see the update to this story? So I was really frustrated that, again, CBS News, which sent a camera crew to their house, didn't do any fact checking at all. Zero fact checking. It was random people on X that are like, oh, look, like nobody looked to even verify the claims. But did you, either of you, see the update to this story? There was one other significant thing.
That the mom was someone, right? That she was at a different protest, or am I getting two stories mixed up?
The mom here, what's her name? Destiny, was indicted as an accessory to murder in 2019. She was charged. She was charged with it because she posed as a weed dealer, lured another guy out. Her accomplice shot the guy that they lured out. He ended up dying. She pled out. She did a plea deal and served no jail time. So you have a woman that was charged as an accessory to murder in 2019, and you're just taking her word for it, doing this sob story.
And
again,
it doesn't make her automatically guilty. However, the circumstantial evidence is strong that you shouldn't just take her word for it, especially if you're a journalist. And here's a picture of them. Here's the parents. Actually, still frame picture from a video where they're not in the car. Their car is currently parked just behind them.
With their kids in it.
And it's less like this. I mean, what else do you expect? There's nothing else that you can expect in these situations.
A+ parenting.
A+ parenting. On that note, let's leave the United States. Let's go to Switzerland. We've got Trump.
Yes.
We need a Switzerland song, like a little German sounding song.
Switzerland.
A video of Klaus Schwab
I'm going to see the
dancing.
dreidel song. That's not Switzerland.
Eat the bugs. Eat the bugs.
I'm going to stop that screen and then share. Just looking at Trump in this position, speaking, I just know I'm going to love whatever he says next. I haven't watched it. Well, I don't know exactly this one.
Oh, man. This is funny.
All right. I'm going to turn up the volume for this.
And then after the war, which we won it big. Without us, right now, you'd all be speaking German and a little Japanese.
Love it.
Oh my gosh, you'd be speaking German and a little.
Someone did point out that he is in a German-speaking area of Switzerland, so they do German in this area. But we get what he was saying.
Yeah.
He's speaking to the entire World Economic Forum, not just.
There's just. I mean, again, it's like this is not some. You just talking to a room of random people. Like, these are all world leaders that are there. And he's just joking about the fact that nobody would have won World War II if it weren't for the United States showing up. And
I love how he says we won it big. I love that.
We won it big.
And we did. we won it.
Oh, man. Dan, can you bring up the next clip? Because it is my favorite. It's a 2.5 minute long clip. We don't listen to the whole thing. I don't know if any of our listeners watched the clip of Trump talking about windmills.
Yeah. Is this it? This one?
The windmills.
They make them, they sell them for a fortune. They sell them to stupid people.
Yeah. So the first 10 seconds of this clip are, as a comedy writer, some of the best satire I have heard in a long, just his delivery. Okay. He's unparodiable because he himself is so funny. Just listen to this.
There are windmills all over Europe. There are windmills all over the place. And they are losers. One thing I've noticed is that the more windmills a country has, the more money that country loses and the worse that country is doing. China makes almost all of the windmills. And yet I haven't been able to find any wind farms in China. Did you ever do that? It's a good word. Look, they're smart. China's very smart. They make them. They sell them for a fortune. They sell them to the stupid people. They don't use them themselves.
Okay,
they put up a couple of big wind farms, but they don't use them. They just put them up to show people what they could look like. They don't spin. They don't do anything. They use a thing called coal mostly. But China...
I mean, that's comedy gold right there. Is there anything else? I think that
that's the one. I just love when he goes, windmills are losers.
There's another clip from about a year ago where he did an interview about windmills, and he just went off on windmills. He was sitting with a lady, and I forget. I think we shared it on the podcast, and that one had me freaking rolling. I loved that. It was the greatest.
Have you seen that? There's a meme going around, the epic handshake meme, and it's Don Quixote on one side, Trump on the other side. In the middle, it says hating windmills. I love it. I mean, I love it. Like, there's a lot of evidence and scientific research and behind what he's saying in a very simplistic way. When he talks about the windmills killing whales and being a threat to marine life and not necessarily being that great in terms of energy generation, there is some science. I mean, you can debate it back and forth, but I just love the way that he delivers it. He doesn't get into that nerdy stuff like I would. He just immediately goes, and the windmills.
Yeah, I mean, windmills are definitely at their best. They can break even with as far as resources that they consume and costs to maintain them. I think that at best they can break even, and that's under, I would say, ideal circumstances. They can break even. They are really just opportunities to launder more money and get more people to vote for Democrats because they feel like they're fixing the environment when it's actually not. So another Trump. So Trump is there in Switzerland, and one of his main focuses has been this Greenland New Deal.
Greenland.
Right? Not the Green New Deal, the Greenland deal. Mm-hmm. And I guess he's kind of like laid a framework, which, everybody was really freaking out about this. Like, oh my gosh, they're going to invade. They sent 13 people to defend the country of Greenland, or the island of Greenland.
Sounds about right.
One British soldier, 12 German soldiers, and like one French soldier or something like that were supposed to defend it from the U.S. And of course, it's like people haven't read his book, The Art of the Deal, and don't know that, posturing is an important part of making deals. Now, granted, it doesn't sound like we're going to get quite the same deal that he was preparing people for either. You go for one thing and then but what you really wanted was something else is also part of the deal, right? So I guess he just wants land. He wants to be able to create the Golden Dome. He wants the opportunity to have access to, unfettered access to the island for military bases and things like that. And it turns out that's all he really wanted, I guess. Either that or he gave up on the concept of trying to buy the entire thing. I don't know. But it doesn't look like we're getting all of Greenland, which I thought would be kind of cool. But we are getting parts of it. Right. I guess this is a win, right? I mean, if this is what we're going for, I guess it's a win. It's just, the communication wasn't really out there to what we were really going for in all of this. Was it really?
Maybe he was keeping it close to his chest because he had a master plan. And you're right, Dan. It is his art of the deal sort of shtick that you go big, really big and really crazy to create a splash. And then you eventually get kind of what you want at the end, which is somewhere in the middle. I wasn't a big fan of actually boots on the ground in Greenland to try to take it over. I need my groceries to go down in price before I could give a flying crap about Greenland. But
eggs are $2.99 now, so he's working.
Eggs are low. Everything else is crazy for a family of 5, but family of 7 actually, because we have to eat too. It seems whatever. People were mad about it, and I'll be curious to see if he backs off. He backed off calling Canada the 51st state, so I don't know.
Well, sort of. He also posted that picture with all of North America having the U.S. flag, so just like a couple days ago.
He's still poking the moose.
I absolutely love it because I do think that we live in a weird, kind of ridiculous time for foreign policy and negotiations, but it's bringing a lot of this stuff up. People are talking about it. These are things that people wouldn't talk about if it was just a normal administration doing it. And it makes me laugh. I mean, I shared a link there in the chat, but one of my favorite Photoshops that I've done recently was the whole story. Great Britain sends 1 soldier to defend Greenland. And it's just a picture of Colonel, I think it's Tavington from the Patriot, looking surprised. And it says, "Here's Freebird in distance." And he's just freaking out a little bit. And just imagining that whole, just imagining the whole scenario. It was so funny just reading these articles from Reuters and other outlets talking about how, they're sending like a dozen German soldiers, 1 British guy, they're going to hold the island. And just everyone's talking, is this going to lead to World War III? And I'm thinking in my head, no, this isn't going to lead to World War III. Let's just have fun with the jokes, people. Because, just enjoy this moment. We're never going to have politics that are this entertaining ever again, I think, in our lifetime.
Well, we've had a very plotting foreign policy standard for the last 20, 30 years. And Trump comes in and he's like, "Matt, I'm going to do it very differently. I'm going to, what do they call it? I'm going to disrupt. I'm going to disrupt the foreign policy scene." Sometimes it works. Sometimes I shake my head a little bit. So I hope we stop talking about Greenland as much. That would be my goal in all of this. Like as a nation, I would like to go back to not thinking about Greenland.
What about Iceland?
Nah, I'm good too. I've never been.
I never really thought about Greenland before this Trump presidency, and I'm going to go back to probably not thinking about it anymore. So
yeah, I'd like to go back to not thinking about it.
And that applies to this podcast too. I think we need to move on to our. So now we have a blue hair breakdown. I thought we already had 2, but it seems like we've got more. So we're going to share another blue hair breakdown. That I have not watched, so we're going to react. We're going to react in real time.
These are great. This lady does not have blue hair, and for our listeners who are possibly watching live, and you might have kids or somewhere, this is a very profane clip, very NSFW. We're going to bleep it for the, actual air. But is
that Rosie O'Donnell? I mean, my goodness,
or her offspring of some kind. But this woman is very mad about Trump and has a lot to say about him.
You Trump, you stupid. Oh, go ahead and threaten us with the Insurrection Act. Go ahead and do it. You're going to see what happens. I hope you have a really good hiding spot. That's not a threat from me. That is a literal fact from probably 2/3 of the United States citizens.
2/3 of the United States citizens.
Funding to blue states? Do it. We don't use your money.
Okay, what? Yes, you do. Yes,
what
you
is
do.
she talking about?
We give out more federal money than we get back.
She's saying the states.
Do you think that's just rage bait?
More federal funding? I mean, it's like what?
So go ahead, keep threatening us, you small fermented brain, fart smelling in his pants, pedophile.
She's smiling. She's not really angry.
On my lap yesterday, and I put my hands over his ears and was like.
I think that's just one long bleep, Mr. B.
We won't be releasing this on Friday. It'll be released on Saturday because it's going to take me a while to bleep that out.
But if you look at her facial expression, if you look at her eyebrows, look at her mouth, every time she'll say something angrily, but then she goes back to a smiling posture. She is whatever she's doing. I mean, it could just be that she's doing this for rage bait. Maybe she really does probably hate him that much.
100%.
But like. She's smiling with her eyebrows and with her mouth. She's smiling there. Like she's getting a sense of pleasure from making fun of his body parts and stuff like that. And yet if I were to turn it around and make fun of, say, the fact that she's overweight, I would be called mean. It's interesting.
I don't think it's a somewhat rage bait, but you guys, something I have learned over the last, years, but really has been atomized over the last few weeks is how isolated and sheltered lots of people are on the left. And how when she says 2/3 of America wants Trump dead, like she really believes that when it's probably not that.
There's a surprising amount of people who want political violence. And in fact, that's another topic that I can have you maybe address. There was a Daily Wire article. I'm talking to Robin, I guess. Women are more likely to support political assassinations
on both sides of the aisle, though. It doesn't. It does track harder with the left, but it kind of brings you down.
Say that the majority of Americans now say killing Trump or Mamdani would be justified. So women are more likely than men to believe political assassination can be justified as assassination culture rises. Women on both the left and the right were 14 to 20% more likely than men to believe the political assassination of high-profile figures could be justified. The NCRI found. The poll comes amid a spike in political violence marked by the assassinations of Charlie Kirk, blah, blah, blah. So it looks like 55% of women believe in justification for Mamdani being murdered, and 58% of women polled believe in that Trump there's justification to murder Trump. I mean, what is this poll? How did they word the question?
I don't know about that.
That doesn't seem right.
So the methodology, I did look into the methodology a little bit, and it is some people kind of call it out. I don't doubt there is some truth to this, though.
But what's the question that was asked? It just shows a graph with names and numbers here. It doesn't actually, I don't know.
So I have the report here, NCRI report featured on NCRI. I actually went, of all places, to Reddit to see what they were saying about this because I figured that was an interesting way to get perspectives. And the men you never know on Reddit because they're not real handles. The men were saying, well, it's because women are more easily made extremist, radicalized. That's the word I'm looking for. But the women on Reddit were saying it is because women have faced more violence over their lives, and therefore they don't trust the justice system, and they think it's okay to go assassinate people you don't like because of something feminist related. I was vague at connecting the dots.
AKA women are more easily radicalized.
Right, exactly. It was just a nicer way of saying it. But it is really interesting. There's that line from 1984 that says it was the women, and particularly the young women, who were easiest to manipulate. And we see this. Did you guys see that chart? If nothing else, there was a graph, and we could put it up somewhere, but that showed the radicalization of women on the left over the last 10 years. And women have always been more liberal throughout the last 100 years of especially in American political demographics. But over the last 10 years, the men have stayed essentially the same. They're pretty right wing. There's little fluctuations. Women went like this. Like it is now like 9 out of every 10 women are growing increasingly more radical on the left, not just liberal, but more liberal every year. And I will say, for the right wing side, for those of us conservative people, I don't see tons of messaging and outreach to women other than snarky jokes about repealing the 19th Amendment, which are funny, haha. But maybe we should move on from that and really do some messaging for women in the next election cycle that might attract women. Because right now it's sort of like, be married, stay home with your kids, which is great. But I also think that we need to make a place in the conservative movement for queer women.
To a certain extent, but like when you start changing the message of your base in order to pull in new people, then you're not being conservative.
Well, it's not new people. Many women work now. They're and for a whole myriad of reasons, or work part-time like I do.
I don't think the majority of conservatives have an issue with women working. I think it's a very small and vocal minority of people for literally 100 different reasons that put up a stink about that. I think 98% of people are like, yeah, of course it's whatever.
I do think that women working at the numbers that, like the percentages that they're working, has hurt society. I think that's
true.
The people that need to be home with the children aren't home with the children, and that you can call me sexist for that or whatever, but we need children in order to survive as a society. And certainly male surrogates buying children isn't the right way to achieve that. We need family structures, and we need women raising children. I mean, that's what we need. All right, so we're going to move on real quick to a new segment where I'm going to give Robin and Joel both 30 seconds. This is going to be especially hard for Joel. We're going to give each of you 30 seconds to answer a question that I prepared for you. You have 30 seconds, Robin. I'm going to start a timer, all right?
I'm going to start a timer. Oh, wait, will I be able to see the timer?
I'm going to ask you the question. I'm going to start the timer. You have 30 seconds to answer this question, all right?
Can I see the timer, or should I set my own?
I'll let you know when it's getting close. Okay. What is the highest net tax rate you would be willing to pay without taking up arms?
5%.
Wait, what? You pay more than 5% tax right now.
I want to take up arms.
She's saying she's taking up arms.
Oh, you've already done it?
No, but I very much want to. Taxes are outrageous. 25-30% tax bracket is insane. Any higher than we're at now, honestly. I know take up arms is tricky, but I am heavily radicalized against taxes. And
give me one number, a realistic number, right now, 5 seconds.
45%. Which is outrageous.
Don't move to Europe.
But that's what they pay.
You got it in within 30 seconds. Just real quick. Oh, my alarm's going off. Can you guys hear it?
Mm-mm.
I don't even know how to stop that. Okay, there we go. All right. Joel, I'll let you just say real quick. You're not allowed to say any other words. Just give me a percentage that would make you take up arms.
0.
Okay. All right. So here's... We're going to get shut down.
Robin. So similar to Robin, I think if it were not for the grace of Christ, I would already have taken up arms.
Okay. For Joel, so this is your 30-second question, Joel, all right? Would you consider using a potato as a silencer or on any of your weapons? And if you did, would you register it with the ATF?
Never register anything with the ATF. We're going to get in more trouble. I think that registering a potato, I personally, I want to see the assortment, the full run the full list of all the fruits and veggies that can be used as suppressors, and then register them with the ATF to troll the government into showing why registration lists are stupid. Yeah, slow them down and prove that their jobs are pointless.
So for people who don't know, the 30 seconds is up. Good job, Joel. You took exactly 30 seconds. For people who don't know, there was a guy who actually registered a potato as a silencer with the ATF. And they accepted the registration, just a handgun, some sort. But does that technically mean if he was able to register it that everybody who buys a potato from now on, because they say you have to register anything that could be used as a silencer on a weapon with the
pillow.
ATF. So if you now buy a potato and you don't register it with the ATF, are you committing a dare we call it, Mr. Lemon, a misdemeanor? What?
Well, that's not a crime. A misdemeanor is not a crime.
It's not a crime. It's not a crime, so we don't need to worry about it.
Semantics.
Yeah.
My favorite quote from that whole thing, the guy that registered the potato, he asked, if you plant the registered potato and it creates more potatoes, are they under the same serial number or is that manufacturing?
Well, was it Oregon this week that moved to outlaw 3D printed gun parts? And I just said, good luck with that. Good luck. Good luck. That's great. Okay. I don't know how you're going to do that. Like, you 3D print something that is in the shape of an L and the ATF is going to come arrest you. I don't get it.
All right. So we have one question for me, I think, from one of the viewers who's here with us live and in our chat has asked a couple of questions. One, when the Babylon Bee inevitably, I'll add the word inevitably, gets its White House press credentials, what will be the first question to ask the president or press secretary? Oh, man.
I know
That's
mine.
a good one. I'd have to think about that one for more than 30 seconds. What's yours, Robin?
I want to ask Donald Trump if he still hates Taylor Swift.
I think he goes on ebbs and flows with that one.
Do you remember last year during the election cycle when he just tweeted out, I hate Taylor Swift because she endorsed Kamala Harris?
He called her no talent, I think, didn't he? He said something like that.
I was on the fence to vote for him. And when you tweeted that, I told my husband, no, I'm sorry. It took me a little bit of time to come down off of that one.
When the Babylon Bee gets its international press credentials for the World Economic Forum next year, which world leader will you interview first, and what will be your first question to him, her? Oh, I'm glad you said her, because I think it would be Georgia Maloney.
Maloney, yeah.
She seems like she has the best sense of humor, I think, of any world leader. So I think that she would definitely make the best interview.
Does she speak English? We should have her on the show.
Yeah, I think she speaks English.
I speak Spanish, so between my Spanish, her Italian.
It really looked to me for a while like she was trying to get in with Elon Musk during that whole thing. They were giving each other googly eyes or whatever you call it.
Is she married?
Is she? I don't know. I don't know that much about
Italy.
That would be my first question to her. Are you married?
But you want to contextualize it, Dan. Not for me. I'm asking for a friend. You're Elon's wingman.
Yeah, I'm asking for a friend. Asking for a very wealthy friend.
I want to ask Klaus Schwab if he does actually eat bugs. If he just sits around and just drops.
That's probably all he does in retirement. I would ask Frederick X of Denmark if he will abdicate now that the liberals seem very interested in no kings. If you guys saw, they flew that banner
I saw that
over Davos last night that said no kings, and it was a troll about Trump. There are 7 European countries present there that have kings, in addition to other countries like Saudi Arabia that have kings. And they're sitting there trying to troll Trump because, he's a dictator, while there are literally kings and dictators at the event.
No kings.
All right, we have one more clip. I don't know. I guess I'm going to share this because we got time for one more clip. But we had the YouTuber Jesse James held a competition to see who's stronger between strong bodybuilder women and strong dwarf men.
This was just so randomly funny.
And I guess, I don't know the results of this. I'm guessing the dwarf men had no issues manhandling. Is that a
nice
bodybuilding women versus bodybuilding midget men? That's the setup here.
Yes.
Have you seen this,
these things?
I haven't seen it. I'm watching it now for the first time.
Great.
These are female giants. And they are the world's strongest dwarves. And they're competing in strength competitions, all to find out who is stronger.
You're going down.
Yeah. No, you're going down.
Okay.
Easy.
They're lifting, that's 500 pounds for the ladies.
585 pounds on the bar.
Really?
Yeah. 585.
Am I clear?
Yep.
Good job, Zoe. Good job, Zoe.
Oh! That's not fair. He only has to lift it 2 inches.
Yeah. Just wait. There are other events.
Come on, big dog.
1, go. Come on. No way. No way.
That honestly looked a little staged to me right there. I don't know about that.
Yeah, it's wrestling.
Come on, Zoe.
You're saying it's staged and
All right. Next one.
You got it.
So they're showing us the whole thing here in this.
Yeah, we don't have to watch the whole thing, but you get the point.
Yeah, I get the point. That's
little
ridiculous. That is
Go to the end. Go to the end where he carries her.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, there it is. He won a race.
Go! Winners!
They have to fight gravity a little bit less, you know? They don't have to go quite as far with each other.
They also don't have leverage. Like, that would be really hard to.
It's Gimli from Lord of the Rings.
You know, there's a golfer. There's a golfer who has dwarfism. And he always posts the funniest little Instagram reels. It's like, you want to know my handicap at the beginning, and it shows him hitting the ball or whatever, and then it gets to the end and he says dwarfism. I love that.
I don't know anything about golf, and for years I thought it was just everybody had a physical handicap who golfed. I was like, why does everybody who golfs?
Why is everybody handicapped? But he's actually a really good golfer. He's like legit. He's like the number one handicap golfer in the world, and he's really good. I mean, he's not good enough to be like on the PGA Tour or whatever, but he's really good. So anyway, I think that's about it for today. We've got the Mr. B personal questions segment coming up. So Mr. B, take it away.
Joel, how many times do you shower or bathe in 1 week?
Every day.
Because we can smell you from here.
So 7. So once a day.
Yeah.
Okay, Dan?
I'd say 14. I think I average, because I always shower after I work out too. So I think twice a day.
You see where I'm going with this? Okay, Robin.
I'm a stay-at-home mom, you guys. This isn't a fair question because it's not every day.
So 2?
No, more than 2, but less than 7, somewhere in there.
I was going to say, in my experience, stay-at-home moms have it the roughest. It's like they feel like they want to have a shower every day, but it just doesn't happen every day.
No.
Okay, here's another quick fire one. And we'll start with Dan. 1 or 2 spaces after a sentence.
Double space. I always
Robin?
double space, and I use tabs instead of double spaces.
It's for visual continuity. It's not because of typewriters, you guys. It's because it looks better. I hate this new.
That's the point. Everyone is doing 1 space, and I can't stand it.
No, it looks dumb.
There's a generational gap here because I would answer the opposite.
I'm the same age as you, Joel. How old are you?
I was born 89. I'm pretty sure I'm the youngest one here.
You're 6 years younger than me. Okay.
So you do 1 or 2?
I do 1.
Ooh.
Is that our editorial standard on Not the Bee? 1?
Yeah, there's just one. There's just 1 space.
Everybody's fired.
Is that approved?
Everybody's fired.
Dan, I do 2 spaces. Maybe you should.
So mad. I am so mad. Actually, I can on the development side add a second space if I want to.
Oh no.
You guys can't avoid that.
I'm pretty sure our writing team would not be happy about that. Yeah, then we would have no choice, would we?
I'm a fan of whatever we're doing on Not the Bee because it's working for us. So there we go.
There you go.
Okay, right. Nice work. Joel, if you had to give a TED Talk with no prep, what topic could you nail in 30 seconds or less?
The Bible. That would just be my answer. Like if I had to go in talk about something, I would just talk. I'd basically give a sermon. It would be.
There you go.
What's your favorite verse?
I mean, there's too many of them. I was going to say Deuteronomy 6:5 is always up there.
Not the Beatitudes. Come on.
Not the Beatitudes.
The whole thing.
The whole thing. All 66 books, depending on whether you're Catholic or not.
Putting people on the spot with their favorite verse thing is sometimes.
Yeah, please don't ask me.
That's what I do.
Robin, what's your favorite Book of Mormon verse?
I'm a defunct everything, so that's not a fair question.
I like the Book of Mormon from Trey Parker and Matt Stone.
Man, it is so funny. Can I answer the TED Talk question instead?
Yeah, you're next.
Okay, I have two real quick. One, and I'm going to get some hate, but I have been on a crusade about dentists and why I think it's a sham industry. And I could give a TED Talk on...
Ooh, that's way more interesting than the Bible.
Why I believe dentists are holding back dental technology to preserve their industry. And I've done some deep dives on this. The second one, I actually did do two local TED Talks about 10 years ago. One was on Marxism versus Homer Simpson and how Homer is a foil against Marxism. And it was I thought it was pretty good by myself. And the other one was on good movies and how to tell how to judge movies by their goodness or badness and what makes a good movie.
Where can we see these?
On YouTube.
Can we see them?
You can see them
YouTube?
If you just YouTube my name, and it was Ignite Salt Lake. I think they're still up. I had very short butch haircut in one of them, so if you see it, just remember.
Did you have
that.
a nose ring?
I did not. It was when I had a lot of little babies, and I just chopped all my hair off because I was sick of fixing it. But I really like public speaking, and they used to have these in Utah where they do these little TED Talks called Ignite, and I did two of them.
So I want to go back to the dentist thing just for a brief moment. So are you somebody who, like, you see those stories in the media where dentists get arrested for doing procedures that don't need to be done and stuff like that? Like, are you like filming? Are you one of those people that films your dentist the whole time?
No,
just,
and I love our dentist.
How far down the rabbit hole?
I want to say I love our dentist. I take my kids. I'm not anti-dentist, but it's 2026. How are we still filling cavities like we did when I was a kid 30 years ago, 40 years ago? I know we can do better than tooth extraction. Like, where's Dr. McCoy? Where's Bones? Like, we need that levels to bring it back to Star Trek of dental innovation. And I do feel like there is probably an industry incentive to hold back technology because I think if someone put their brain to it, that's not me because I'm not a scientist, I'm not a biologist, but if somebody could put their brain into this, we could figure out a way, like, you're born, you coat the baby's teeth with some magic stuff, and for the rest of their lives, they just have perfect teeth. Like, why can't we do that? We can send people to the moon.
Isn't the same question with like cancer research too?
Just give them implants. You don't feel your teeth. It doesn't matter if they're real or not.
But we have so many dental problems in my house, and I have been plagued. I have 4 crowns. I've had 3 root canals, and I am impeccable with my dental hygiene, but it's all genetic.
You guys been to the Natural History Museum in Washington, D.C., where they've got, I think it's maybe it's not the Natural History Museum. The Smithsonian, where they have George Washington's teeth.
Yeah.
That's really weird. They're like sitting on a table next to his horse.
They look so uncomfortable. Can you imagine?
His stuffed horse in his teeth just sitting there. It's like, that's kind of weird.
The teeth are so awful. Like, I had a kid pop 2 permanent teeth out this summer in a biking accident, and I took him to the dentist, and they were kind of like, we'll just put veneers on him, I guess. I'm like,
Hey, Robin, can you open your mouth really wide? I'll zoom in wider. Okay.
All right. Dan, on that note, wait, what?
I was saying, what's your TED Talk, Dan? You got to answer that.
I would, man. I could talk about some boring stuff. I could talk about some interesting stuff. The most interesting talk I could probably give is from everything that I learned with the Babylon Bee and learning how to scale development resources globally very quickly in demand of, like the high demand from when we were shared virally on Facebook and other platforms by the president and stuff like that. I learned a lot of stuff with DevOps in running servers and things like that I think actually people could pay money for because there's not a lot of resources out there for that because not a lot of people have done it at the scale that I've done it at and can talk about it because most of them work for big companies that it's all intellectual property type stuff. Like they can't talk about how they solve their problems. So that's one thing that I could talk about. The other thing is I'm a pretty darn good golf instructor these days. I've helped a lot of people with their golf swings. And I could talk about how to hit a good driver. And that would be more fun. And I think that more people would be interested in that.
Dan, okay. I am really good at putt-putt golf. I'm really bad at regular golf. How do you make...
Go ahead.
That's all. How do I make that transition? I'd like to learn to golf. Everybody in we live on a golf course. Everybody in my neighborhood drives around in golf carts, but.
Well, I wouldn't say join a golf club. I would say go to a simulator for a little while. Go start hitting some balls and seeing, where you can actually see how you're making contact.
I have an excellent short game. I do.
Good. When I come out to Utah one day, which will happen because we're going to come out there either to ski or to hike, we'll go to a golf simulator.
If anyone is interested in any of these topics, please fax not the B at the number listed below, and we'll get back to you.
Don't forget to comment. We want to hear from you guys too on our video. We want to hear what you think about the ICE protest. We want to hear what your TED Talk would be. I think that's a really good question, Mr. B. Let us know in the comments. Please please subscribe. We need everybody jumping in. This is a group project. We have so much fun recording every week, but we could really use a little more attention from the robots on YouTube. So comment.
All right. We will see you guys next week. Thanks for joining us.